I would highly suggest, if you're listening right now and you have a listing that's stale, go ahead and do this. But if you are going to get a listing, man, this is where this becomes even more important. Let's talk about steps to refresh your listing. I see a lot of listings sitting there, they're stale, they're having a problem selling. So I put these steps together for you. If you need them, you know what to do. Message me on Instagram, or if you're watching this on YouTube, just comment below. Welcome, my real estate friends, to another episode of Your Daily Real Estate. I am Tristan. This episode is brought to you by the same thing almost every day, and that is abrillianttribe.com. Let's get right into this one. Number one, temporary pause and strategy reset. I know that some MLSs, if you remove the listing from the MLS for a certain period of time, it'll reset those days, and some won't. My goal in this would be to remove it for enough period of time to reset it and say, hey, now we're back to day zero. If you're not able to do that, that's fine. You can still do a strategy reset. The idea is during this pause, take time to review that feedback that you got. Take a look at some of the pictures, take a look at the approach, go through the home and say, what were the things that in this review from all the comments I got, what were those things that maybe we should be fixing? And that leads me into the next one, which is a mini makeover. Because as you're going through this and you're taking that little break, whether it's a week, whether it's 5 days, right? It's going to get momentum back up and say, hey, Mrs. Seller, Mr. Seller, or the names that I always use, Joe and Joanne, I want us to take 5 days to just pause everything and do a mini makeover. I want to do maybe a staging tune-up. I want to look at this and freshen up maybe the curb appeal. I've got a handyman that can come and fix some of those things that we were talking about earlier. Whether it's a light paint job, maybe some really quick changes like a welcome mat, change up all those lights that were gone, maybe just restaging the home on maybe the living room, right? The point is you're using this as a mini makeover, and I would highly suggest, if you're listening right now and you have a listing that's stale, go ahead and do this. But if you are going to get a listing, man, this is where this becomes even more important, because your conversation with Joe and Joanne, the sellers, is going to be, Joe, Joanne, listen, we're in an interesting market. This is the price point we're going to go with, right? We all agreed on the price. But if we're like 90 days in, maybe a few more days than that, and we're noticing that we're struggling now and we're not getting as many showings as possible or as we were before, I want us to consider taking it off for a few days, going through all the comments that we got, all the feedback, fixing a few things here and there from everybody telling us certain things, and then 5 days later with new eyes, right, going back on the market and doing what I call, and you can name it whatever you want, a mini makeover or a staging tune-up, right? That tells people that you're paying attention, because if on top of that, you're going through and you're adding new pictures, new video, and all that, man, that becomes important. Okay, the next one, brand new visual assets, which I kind of hinted before. The goal is to make this listing feel new online. I mean, think about this. And this is probably, hopefully, going to make an impact, because it did with me back in the day when I realized it. If my home, my listing, not my home, but my listing with Joe and Joanne expires, and I get another agent to come in and list it, what are they going to do? They're going to put new pictures, new flyers, new approach, probably change up the price a little bit, right? All the things I could have done if I was being proactive, right? And if you go to yesterday's podcast, you listen to being proactive, weekly updates. It matters a lot. Anyway, professional photography, videos, all that good stuff. Next one, compelling story rewrite. I want you to rewrite the story. Think of what I just told you about the expired listing and another agent getting it. What did they do this time? What are they doing differently? Well, the same thing you're going to be doing when you get a new listing. Treat this like a brand new listing. Rewrite everything. The MLS copy, the agent remarks, the marketing remarks, the flyers. Do it all. The next one, number 5, relaunch and algorithm spike is what we call it. Here's the goal. Flood the first 72 hours with traffic so portals boost you. That means you've got an email list. That means your MLS has agents. That means hopefully you have a list of all those agents and all those clients, and you're going to blast this out to everybody like if it's a brand new listing, right? Because in the eyes of a lot of people, it will be if you do a great job. So use that and re-market it, re-engage by throwing it up there. Don't use the same pictures. That is the number one mistake we watch happen when people try to relist it or reliven it up. I'm like, you just use the same pictures. It's the same listing. The consumer is smarter than that. Think about that. And then here's another one that we don't do often enough. Event marketing with local partnerships. Local partnerships meaning local influencers. You have an opportunity to connect with people that have a great following or agents that also have a great following. Because if you reach out to certain ones and you say, hey, this is what I'm doing, I need your help, here's what it looks like. If you've got funds, I would recommend that you reach out to some of these and say, hey, I'm going to allocate a certain amount of funds to this because I need to get it sold and this is how it's going to look. This is the world that we live in right now. But you've got to pay attention to this more. And of course, if you want to do the event marketing side, it does require some more funds. But I put some examples here. Sip and Sunset, Chef's Kitchen Demo, Garden Party, obviously promoted on Facebook and Instagram, on Meta. We do amazing ads. I mean, if you're part of our world at A Brilliant Tribe, you know Trenton runs the most amazing ads. When I worked with Facebook for 4 years, I taught Trenton a lot, and then he took it to a whole new level, and that's what he's implemented for us. But that's Trenton. Number 7, multi-channel follow-up and weekly pulse. Here's what I have. The goal is to sustain momentum until offers arrive. Your seller is paying attention to what you're doing. And if you're doing what we talked about yesterday on the updates, then that means they're also getting notified that you're texting people, that you're doing retargeted ads, that you're definitely giving a seller update weekly because they're listening in. What else are you doing? Well, I emailed Mr. and Mrs. Seller, Joanne. I emailed 2,000 of the top agents in my area. And of course, if you're in an area that only has 2,000 agents, 100 of your top agents. Our area is like 2,000 plus. We also emailed our whole database. My database is massive, right? Everybody there. And we're going to redo the open houses. They're going to be different. I'm going to do a walkthrough on Instagram. So I've got that. And then one on TikTok and maybe do a video, more organic feel on YouTube, right? Stuff like that. The point is you need a multi-channel follow-up process for all of this. Anyway, that's it. I've got a checklist at a glance at the bottom of this. If you need this, you know what to do. Thanks again. I hope you have an awesome day.